Hello, we're the PNC Newsgirls, Mia
and Maya, reading the news 6 days a week because you're too lazy.
Wednesday, July 5th, 2023.
Again. The annual increase in the population of Germany amounts to almost 900,000 souls. The difficulties of providing for this army of new citizens must grow from year to year and must finally lead to a catastrophe, thank you. Unless the ways and means are found which will forestall the danger and misery and hunger. Adolf Hitler.
Alright, Queen News. Smallville actor Allison Mack is quietly released from prison a year early after being jailed for 3 years for brainwashing and recruiting sex slaves for NXIVM cult leader Keith Raniere, who is serving 120 years.
Couldn't they just say life? Nobody's living 120 years. Just say life.
I almost forgot she was in prison.
Yeah.
I almost completely forgot.
I was just gonna say, there was one person who got a life sentence.
Yeah.
But they had got in a heart attack or something and died technically, and they got brought back, and they're like, I served my life sentence. I don't know if I don't think he got it.
I don't know what happened.
He tried.
I do remember that. Yeah. Anyways, Mac, who began serving a 3-year sentence at Federal Correctional Institution in Dublin, California in September 2021, was released on Monday, according to federal prison records. Best known for her role as young Superman's close friend on Smallville, Mac, 40, pleaded guilty in 2019 to charges that she manipulated women into becoming sex slaves for insert name
NXIVM
leader Keith Raniere. Mac spent less than 2 years at FCI Dublin, a low-security women's prison, perhaps most famous for holding actress Lori Loughlin and Vasily Huffman for their roles in college admissions scandal.
She's 40?
Yeah, no, what? She's 40?
She's 40?
When did Smallville even come out?
I don't know!
I thought it came out the 90s, maybe?
Anyways, Ben & Jerry's claims U.S. exists on stolen indigenous. I was about to get it!
Just say one of the words you'd stumble over. That
land. On July 4th, outcry ensues. Make them Bud Light again.
Wow.
Okay. Taking to social media, the ice cream company divided fans over its Independence Day post, tweeting, "The United States was founded on stolen indigenous land. This 4th of July, let's commit to returning it." In a similar message on its website, the company argued that July 4th festivities and celebrations can distract from an essential truth about this nation's birth. Ben & Jerry's proposed to start with Mount Rushmore, writing, "What is the meaning of Independence Day for those whose land this country stole, those who were murdered and forced with brutal violence onto reservations, those who were pushed from their holy places and denied their freedom?"
It's called colonizing or conquering.
Oh, yeah. Oh! That's just how the world works, I'm sorry.
That's just how it works. What do you think's happening with Russia and Ukraine?
If you can steal the land, you have it now.
Exactly. If
they can try to get back, but you can just take it.
If you can successfully steal the land, it is now your land. If they can steal it back, it is their land again. That's just how it works.
I don't know why it works like that, but it works like that. We want to expand.
Yes, compete. Anyways, Erdogan says war lobby sabotaged Zelensky peace talks. Which Zelensky?
No, it's which Vladimir. This is
okay. That's right. They're both the Vladimirs. I forgot. I couldn't remember if it was both Zelensky or both Vladimir.
That's why they wanted to call them by the last names, because if they called them both Vladimir, they would be like, which Vladimir?
Okay, yeah. Whatever you think of the wily old man, he is far and beyond the single most competent world leader this side of Xi Jinping. Yeah, Xi Jinping is probably better at foreign policy than anyone else, but he doesn't approach Xi on domestic policy skill. Erdogan has his own agenda, but for now it mostly lines up with mine. Efforts to resolve the ongoing conflict between Moscow and Kyiv have been obstructed and eroded by the war lobby. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan.
What? Turkish President Recep Tayyip
Erdogan has claimed the president made the remarks on Monday while speaking to reports on Ankara.
What does RT mean?
I don't know.
Tutor?
Anyway,
Biden admin can't coordinate. Do this one.
what? Coordinate?
Thank you. I could figure out how to pronounce it. With social media to suppress speech, federal judge rules. Well, this preliminary injunction does not allow officials to communicate with social media agencies for the purpose of censoring opposing viewpoints. Government agencies are still allowed to notify platforms regarding crime, foreign propaganda, or threats to national security, the outlet noted. The lawsuit alleged that the Biden administration officials went too far in their efforts to curtail discussions of topics like vaccines and election integrity, the Washington Post reported. The lawsuit described the censorship as the most... I don't know that word.
What? Outrageous?
Going with that. Violations of the First Amendment in the history of the United States of America, the outlet stated.
Okay. Alright, done to the blue column. Ransomware criminals are dumping kids' private files online after school hacks. The confidential documents stolen from schools and dumped online by ransomware gangs are raw, intimate, and graphic. They describe students' sexual assaults, psychiatric hospitalizations, abusive parents,
I'm going to Google it. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I've never seen that word in my life.
Google, help me. The action of staying away from school without good reason.
So being
Truancy. Okay, so okay. Truancy, even suicide attempts. Please do something big, the student in one leaked file recalling the trauma of continually bumping into an ex-abuser at school in Minneapolis. Other victims talked about wetting the bed or crying themselves to sleep. Good, to the next one. Oh, this is all the relevant information.
Okay. The numbers don't lie. Corporations are realizing going woke kills business. The Wall Street Journal reported that corporations are increasingly backing away from woke policies and stances. The report notes that a recent Pew Research Center survey found that fewer than one-third, 32%, of workers believed that working at an ethically diverse place was very important to them, while 38% said it was not at all important. The survey also noted that only a quarter, 26%, of workers find an equal mix of men and women to be very important in the workplace, while 44% said it's not important.
Yep. Nobody cares about being woke except for the wokest of the wokes.
Yes, nobody cares.
Exactly. Alright. UK police reopens Partygate investigation after video surfaces of government officials drinking, dancing, and mocking COVID restrictions. UK's Partygate scandal is targeting the political class, a privileged caste who imposed the lockdown only to ignore their very own rules, so certain to evade accountability for their actions. The original Partygate investigation touched 83 people, including former Prime Minister Boris Johnson and current Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. These people were handed a total of 126 fines.
Will domestic abusers be allowed to own guns? Will Biden be able to impose wealth taxes on mega rich? And will lawyer win right to trademark phrase Trump too small? That doesn't make sense. 5 upcoming SCOTUS cases to watch.
SCOTUS.
No.
Just say SCOTUS.
No.
That's nice.
No. But how do I read that? 6-3, 6-3,
6-3.
6-3. Conservative justices delivered a series of bombshell rulings in the last 2 weeks at the end of an explosive term, including axing Biden's $400 billion student loan bailout and banning colleges from using affirmative action in admissions. Another significant decision now means businesses will not be forced to cater to same-sex couples due to religious objections. The landmark cases won't stop there in 2023, as the justices
reconvene
later this year to discuss cases that will have nationwide ramifications.
Yeah. Also, like the student loan forgiveness, like it doesn't really make sense. Like they took the loan, let them deal with it. Like it is a lot of money.
College gotta be so expensive.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think like education should be as expensive as it is, but like you shouldn't just automatically forgive it all with taxpayer dollars. You know,
people need careers to get a life. If you get a career, you must go to college. And to go to college, you have to take a loan. Like there's nothing else you can really
you either have
do.
to take a loan or you have to be like uber rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you can go into a trade skill.
Yeah.
Which is also, it seems like the better option in a lot of ways, because you don't have to go to college or anything.
Yeah.
And it does pay really well, is what I've heard, so. Anyways, substance found in White House, West Wing tests positive for cocaine.
I knew it.
You did call it so. Authorities are now trying to determine how the substance got into the White House after a Secret Service agent found the powder during a routine sweep of the premises. News of the positive test prompted mockery from conservative commentators already outraged at the kid gloves treatment the first son has received from much of the media. The story about a bag of cocaine found in the president's library is about a father's sick love for his son, tweeted Spectator contributing editor
Stephen L. Miller.
Stephen. I was just tripping up. I was just like,
what does it mean sick as in like with a K at the end? Or is it just sick?
I don't know.
Okay. Continue. People really need to start reading over these.
Yeah, honestly.
French fries already cost 1 billion, what is that? Euros in damage. The latest damage figures coming out of France must also be factored into the debate around immigration and arguments that Europe needs more foreigners to shore up public finances. Claims that migrants will be needed to pay into the pension?
Yeah, pension.
Systems of European countries have already been debunked numerous times, as they already cost countries like France and Germany tens of billions every single year for housing, education, and jobless benefits. If anything, these populations are burning a massive hole in the public finances of nations across the West.
What did you think they were gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, what did you think?
What did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah, like, what? What did you think? Alright. South African deputy president's bodyguards filmed brutally beating civilians. The bodyguards belonging to South Africa's deputy president were caught on video dragging a man out of a car and stomping on his head until he stops moving. The attack apparently took place on the main N1 highway between Pretoria
and Johannesburg.
Yeah, Johannesburg. The video also shows a third man lying on the side of the road and a woman emerging from the victim's car.
Okay. How do you
Senegal.
Okay. What, Senegal?
Yeah, Senegal.
Senegal. Relief in Dakar after Macky Sall's no third-term speech. Senegalese?
Yeah, Senegalese.
That sounds stupid. President Macky Sall has surprised many by deciding not to seek a third term in office. The decision is being greeted as a great relief by many in Dakar, where tensions had been running high prior to Sall's address to the nation on Monday. Our correspondent Wahani Sambo went on the streets of Dakar and spoke to some residents. I'm so happy that I'm at a loss for words, because all of the Senegalese people were waiting for him. He's done something that will always be engraved in our minds. It's a pleasant example that Senegal is still setting, a male respondent said.
Gunman arrested for Philadelphia mass shooting, which left 5 dead, is BLM activist who wore women's clothes. From sources, of course. Kim Brady Carriker, 40, was nabbed shortly after the bloodshed in the city's Kingston neighborhood Monday night. The Philadelphia Inquirer reported, citing sources. Cops haven't yet publicly disclosed the suspect's identity because they're probably black. On his Facebook page, Kerry Kerr posted 2 pictures of him wearing a bra, a woman's top, and earrings with his hair braided long in March, 3 months before the alleged shooting. Wow, we got ourselves a cross-dresser. Wow. Anyways, war crime column.
Top Indian diplomat heads to Tanzania as New Delhi races Beijing to woo Africa. I have no idea what I just read.
I don't know either.
Indian External Affairs Minister... No. Sorry, that's a no for me. That's a name.
No, it's not.
That's a name.
Keyword smash.
Subramanian.
Just shorten it to Yam.
Yam. Jazz Hanker embarked on a 4-day official visit to Tanzania on Wednesday as New Delhi steps up to its efforts to build ties in Africa and match China's influence in the continent. Jazz Hankar's visit will include a trip to Zanzibar, where a water supply project funded by India is being implemented. India's top diplomat will then co-chair the 10th Joint Commission meeting with his counterpart in Dar es Salaam, the Ministry of External Affairs, MEA, said in a press release. I don't want to say that name again, so that's it.
Yep. Ring of mentally ill men pretending to be women that targeted foreign men by offering them adult acts before robbing them, facing up to 10 years in a Colombian prison. What?
I would just like to say, meme above with the dudes in the Powerpuff Girls costumes got hilarious.
Honestly.
It's okay to date friends. It's nearly impossible to tell the difference.
Insert beefy dudes dressed up as Powerpuff Girls. These are women. The criminal network, including a woman, appeared before a Midland judge Monday and pleaded guilty to using minors for the commission of crimes, conspiring to commit a crime, and aggravated theft and larcency. I don't know. The mentally ill male suspects Sofia Vargas.
There's no R.
Okay. Vanessa Villiers.
That's not Vanessa.
No, it's not Vanessa. Vanessa has like 2 N's and more S's.
No, that's Vanessa.
No, that's not Vanessa.
There's so many of them, it's gotta be Vanessa.
It's not Vanessa.
It's gotta be Vanessa.
It's not.
It's just a different spelling of Vanessa.
I mean, it might be.
Yeah, there's no way it's not just a different spelling of Vanessa.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's no way it's not popular because I've never heard of it before.
Vanessa Villiers, Nicole Guaca.
Guasa.
Estefany Swaza.
Estefana Cabria.
Sarah
Cardona.
Venezuelan national
Yulinia Parisos.
And a woman, Maria Velasquez, has been in custody since May 14th, 2022, according to the Attorney General's office.
Hey, what? We're closer to 2024 than we are to 2022.
I know. I still can't comprehend it, but I'm aware of it.
Like, Guatemala? Is that what that's?
Yeah, Guatemala.
Court intervenes in presidential race, raising concern. But even within Guatemala's own borders, the court's decision sparked outcry and criticism in a race already marred by questions of corruption. In the lead-up to the first round of voting, 3 candidates, including a front-runner in the polls, were disqualified based on errors in their paperwork and other alleged violations of electoral law. Those decisions, also issued by the Constitutional Court, have undermined some voters' trust in the electoral system. In the wake of Saturday's some voters took to social media platforms like TikTok to express their frustration, posting copies of the tallies publicly available on the election transparency websites run by the government.
Alright, final one. Xi hits out at color revolutions. Revolutions. Members of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization should resist outside attempts to stage uprisings, Chinese President Xi Jinping said on Tuesday in an address at the SCO's virtual summit. It's necessary to categorically oppose any attempts to interfere from the outside and inspire color revolutions under any pretext, Xi stressed. During his speech, the Chinese leader also criticized the practice of imposing sanctions without UN approval and called on SCO members to increase their trade in national currencies. Alright, that is all. Thank you for listening to Mia.
And Maya, read the Pole News Central homepage. Please do all the good things.
And come back tomorrow for a second news.
Especially Donut.